Hey, everybody. It's Monday. I almost said it's Friday. Tell me hi. Tell me what you're working on. I'm back in the shop. Hi, Bev. The air is so dry in the shop. I have this little tickle in my throat. I'm hoping it's not too loud across your ears. I'm going to sit for a minute while everybody joins, work on my top. Just knitting around. If you're watching this on a replay, please put in the comments, #replay. Also, still let me know what you're working on while you watch it, whether it's live or not. I like to hear, I like to see what everybody's got going on. Hi, Nicole. Yes, I am tan, definitely, Bev, and it feels so much better. I feel like I look better with some color. Obviously, Sunshine and I get along quite well. Barbara, swatching lots for summer sweaters. Debbie, working on the beaded purses. Yeah, I'm so happy to be back in the shop. Hi, Vicki. Holly, working on your slipping sideways. Cool. I was telling people as I got back and they were asking how my trip was and whether I was happy to be home. Today wasn't bad. The end of last week was not my favorite kind of weather. Hi, Shar. And I kind of concluded I miss my Michigan life. I miss my Michigan people, the shop, my house, my bed. But I don't miss the Michigan weather. It's getting better though. Hi, Mom. Julie working on Stephen West. Hi, Bonnie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rosaria, need to be motivated. Good. Hopefully we motivate you and inspire you to do something fun. Okay. So again, if you joined a little bit late, tell me hi, tell me what you're working on. And working on the Festival of Stitches. I was just talking with Julie about that one, how it's a good one to learn how to manage yarn weights and really keeping track of how yarn gets used. The creation of a Starsky sweater class. And La Mondiola. Hi, Malcolm, Tammy. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is Monday, April. I write it down and I know I still have to look every time. April 11th. My name's Kristen. I'm the owner of the Little Yarn Shoppe in downtown Saginaw, Michigan. Shop hours are Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I do want to let everybody know hours are business as usual this week, as far as I know. I've not been told otherwise, but we plan to be here at the shop Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 6 this week. My hope is a lot of people are coming in from out of town, visiting family for Easter, and they're going to want to come in and see us. Who wouldn't? So I'll probably be here Saturday. I'm not sure when though. Holly, oh, you have that Festival of Stitches set up already. Cool. Pam from North Carolina. Cool. Hello. So that's who I am and where I am. I have nothing finished to show you guys. I've been working feverishly on things while I was gone. Normally when we're in Florida, I sit by the pool and do a lot of knitting. That wasn't happening this time because our pool is under construction. Hi, Sherry. So if I got any sunshine sitting out, it was pretty much going to the beach. And South Florida on the Atlantic side in the spring is windy and warm. So not a lot of knitting got done on the beach. But I am working away on my summer trellis. I separated for the sleeves and the body. And I was knitting away on the body and finally decided I'm doing short sleeves, so I may as well just pop over, finish my sleeves, which I did with a little contrast blue. Doesn't it look cool? I love it. Mary, thank you for the welcome home. Hi, Julie. So I'm knitting this in bamboo pop sock, which is so soft and lovely to knit with. It's stretchy and springy. I've showed the swatch before. It washed up really nicely. This little stand behind me got redone right before I left to go out of town with all the bamboo pop socks. So there's some with self-striping, and then I have solids in the other ones. And I think more on the way, or it could be in the back. I have so many boxes I still haven't gotten through. But I know I've talked about this before, but the yarn is so great with yardage. 492 yards per skein, and at $10.99 a skein, you can get one of these sweaters, even the long sleeve. I know I did the math on it. I just have to find it. Anywhere from 2 to 5 balls you would need. And there's a little bit better picture. Maybe long sleeve, short sleeve. It looks really good in obviously like a tonal or mostly solids. It is a fingering weight yarn though, so you could easily use a beautiful hand-dyed dreaming color, Malabarigo. Uh-oh, hang on you guys, apparently I've been sitting too long. Oh my gosh, I feel like that hasn't happened in a while. This is one I could really see making more than one of. I could see myself doing a sock yarn longer sleeve version. She shows a 3/4 length sleeve. I would probably do longer sleeve because my forearms are always what gets cold. So now I'm on the body of that, just working away on it. What else am I working on? I can only show you guys some of the things. Bev, yes, I am. As soon as I'm done talking about what I'm working on, look at me, I'm trying to stay on task. Then I'll talk about what I'm wearing. LYS Day is coming up April 30th. And many of you know that Casapinka comes out with a new pattern to support local yarn stores. And the way she does that is she gives each participating store so many codes that we can give customers so you can go online and get the pattern for free. That was a mouthful. Sorry about that. With the purchase of the yarn for the pattern. So last year was last year the big wrap? I think it was. The Snarkometer, which used 4 skeins of fingering weight yarn. It had lots of different stitches. The year before was her Breathe and Hope, which was a 2 skein triangular shawl knit on the bias. She's gone back to more of that style for this year. It's a 2 skein fingering weight project, I can tell you that much. And I can show you the yarns I'm using. I just can't show you any more than that. It's a really fun one, but it's a really easy one once you get in the rhythm of things. So most of you know, and you can see when you look around at the shop at the samples, I tend to pick really high contrast yarns to show off stitches. Really, the first one I didn't do that with was last year's Malabrigo, the Temperance shawl is more muted. And I think it's beautiful, and I have people looking for more of that. So this year, I'm going more muted. I found a box in the back that has more of my Saginaw yarn in it, and I think this would be a fantastic use. So I'm pairing my Smushy Cashmere Saginaw Sunset, dyed exclusively for us. I just love this stuff. With a skein of Variations fingering weight yarn. So I don't know that we've talked about that very much. I think I showed when I got the DK weight of the Variations, but I think it's going to be really cool. Yes, 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 yes. People could use the April pop-up for this. However, the only way they get the pattern for free is if they buy yarn on LYSA for it. So there's a little caveat there. But I did decide I could show you what it looks like all smushed up in my bag. So there it is. That's the wrong side of it. Peek. But you can see there's gray sections and the speckled sections. That's all I can show. But I am working away on that. In between, yes, Julie's Festival of Stitches, I had that in here on display. Well, it's still here, but I have it in a little pile to go home with her. The red, white, and gray, or was it? I can't remember, Julie, you know. I know it had red and white in it. Maybe it was just those two colors. It's a lovely, lovely yarn. It's really, I can't tell a whole lot of difference between the Smushy with Cashmere and the Variations. And the Variations is 100% superwash. Nope, it's not. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. So it would be really good for socks too. Oh, Holly, you came in and saw Julie's white, red, and gray. Ah. Yes, that's right. I remember that. So I'm working away on that while I patiently, not so patiently, wait for the next section or two from Jill of Knitterella. If you're new to me, you may not know about this yet, but I am working on a local yarn store kit. We haven't really come up with a whole name for everything, but it's really to celebrate everything local. So locally dyed yarn, and it's a merino yak nylon blend in the kits. The design is being written by local designer Jill Zielinski, who is known as Knitterella. So I do have, this has been so amazingly popular. I think it's fantastic. I will show everybody kind of a little peek of what I have going. You all saw some of it before. It's 6 different colors. The kits are 6 50-gram skeins in coordinating colors. So Jill, if you follow her on Instagram under Knitterella, she just posted today a little sneak peek of what she's most recently done. Jill is knitting it with kit colorway B. I am knitting it with kit colorway A. And Julie is knitting with kit C, which is, if you saw them before, C is the one that has a little speckles in it. B is the one that everybody saw and then I didn't have in the shop for a while. I do have all 3 samples of all 3 kits here in the shop if you want to come look at them. This is still a pre-order and I don't really have a timeline. I'm kind of telling people at this point could be mid-May before you get your kit. It's still going to be a phenomenal thing. Anybody who ordered their kits prior to April 4th got some extra little goodies in there. but it's going to be a rectangular wrap. And of course I stopped in the middle of a row because why wouldn't I? The beauty of this, of knitting it like this, the beauty, and I have to find the the humor in it. This is not a typical collaboration at all. When Jill and I first met, I had a different yarn in mind to ask her to design something. It was not going to be this big 6-color thing, but she asked for it. We were in the shop, she saw the yarn, asked if she could design for that. So that's what we're doing. Julie and I are kind of looking at it like it's our own personal mystery knit along, because we have a schematic, but it's all part of the design process, and she's changing it as she goes. So there's been a fair amount of ripping things back if she changes her mind on things. But that's okay. So far, I think where we are up to this point has pretty much been decided. That little lace section, is it better to show it? Let me put some white behind it. There we go. See the little zigzags. That's what she just posted this afternoon on her Instagram. So now it's just a matter of waiting for her, knitting on other things in the meantime. That is all that I'm working on. I don't remember who it was. Was it Bev asked about what I'm wearing? I am wearing the Sunnydale wrap. I don't remember if I've talked about this one before or not. It's, again, a long rectangular wrap. It's smaller in size than the La Mandiola, the Malabrigo one. It uses a sport weight yarn, but it's a really flexible pattern. I mean, it's a very simple repeat. You're doing these little cables, and these are just purl stitches until you get to the end and you drop them. So similar to the what is that one called? Bev, you just finished your coral one, and I think Mom, you're still working on your blue one. The triangular shaped one that has the drop stitches. So I did it in a sport weight yarn. It could easily be done in a fingering weight yarn. It calls for 1,000 yards. I used, sitting right next to it. Why would I have grabbed it? Oh, hi, Nancy. No, oh, you guys are naming all the other ones. Yeah, it was the trellis something, this one. So many trellis patterns. Stephen West, my top that I'm working on. This one that I did with the, oh, it is garden trellis. Okay. It was with the earth gradient kits. Same concept. You have a couple purl stitches that when you're all done, you go back, drop them down. The yarn that I used has a silk content, so it dropped very easily and nicely. I used Plymouth Reserve Sport Solid. So it calls for around 1,000 yards. I used up 2 full skeins, which is around 700 yards, and I think it's plenty long. But I still like the style for a lot of the same reasons I like the La Mandiola one. It's lightweight enough that I can gather it up and not feel super bulky wearing it like this. It's chilly in here today, which is pretty unusual. So I've got it kind of pulled down over my shoulders. I could belt it. Ah, you guys are gonna fall over. It's long enough I could throw a belt on with it, make it more look like a vest. But I've got just wrapped around. Stays in place pretty well. I did grab a shawl pin in case I decided I wanted to throw it up like this. My shirt has lace in it though, so I was afraid I might grab my shirt. So I love this pattern. I would do more of it. Hi, Aunt Jackie. Um, so that's what I'm wearing. This yarn I do have in a few different colors. I've got an olive green, a dark brown, a really pretty blue. I'm gonna have to get better with learning how to describe my blues. A red, a gray, a black. I'm gonna try it. I did actually already take a picture of the wall with those colors that I can post to try and remember to actually post it after the fact and if you're interested. But the two skeins, $23 each. It would be great as a wedding shawl for somebody. I think the original, I'll have to go back and look at Melissa's notes here, because the original is in like, yeah, a very variegated yarn. So again, like I try and do totally different look than what the pattern shows. What I'm wearing. So Melissa mentioned the pop-up club and how you could use it for the Casapinka thing. You could potentially, if I still had some, come April 30th. I may or may not. I am, however, getting 4 different kits from Dream in Color that they put together specifically for this Casapinka pattern. So I will have those here in the shop. I'm getting kits for a big rectangular wrap from Dream in Color. I'm going to have new yarn on my sport weight wall, hopefully by then. But I do have a couple of April's pop-up club left. So we've got 1 month left on this, February, March, April, May. Bonnie, yes, I do. That's one of my next things to talk about. So if you're not familiar, Dream in Color offers to their stores, their retailers, the opportunity to sign up ahead of time for exclusive club yarns. So only the stores that signed up, I think I had to tell them in October or November, that I wanted to commit to this. February, March, April, and May, I get a shipment with yarn. They have these pretty gold labels on it versus their normal white labels. Anything with a gold label pretty much means it's a limited edition, one and done sort of thing. So this is April's. By Jen Nutrisoft.
Nancy asked about making that wrap in Malabrigo silk.
Oh, I see. You could. I did that storm shawl with it and it held up really well. You're gonna get that drape. It'll drape similarly to this, I think. So you'll get that real light, airy. Oh, that would be beautiful. So I have 3 of these left. The 2 coordinates that they recommended for this month are Fancy, this beautiful dark burgundy, and Crying Dove, which is their kind of neutral. It's not white, obviously, it's white. They're neutral. And the designer they work with a lot, Sarah Bear Crafts, I think is how it shows up. She had done for them for last year the You Are Enough shawl kits that called for 5 different colors of yarn, I believe. She's rewritten it for 3 and specifically with these in mind. So instead of having to use all 5 colors, you use the 3. So I've got 3 of April, 3 of the Fancy Burgundy, 2 of the Crying Dove. Crying Dove is one that was in the original kit for those of you that got one for the You Are Enough. It's what she used on the edge for the lace, which is beautiful. If you saw Karen's, she actually grabbed another skein and made hers bigger. Jackie, yes, I have yours set aside for you. Yours are already taken away, so I still have 3 and 2 left of those. Those are $34.99 each. Fingering weight, 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon, because we love some cashmere. Then you can see this little corner of a tote bag over here. Bonnie asked about the Wander Knit kits. I do have a few of those left. And I got them while sometime between when I left on Friday and when I came in Saturday afternoon. So I guess I got a delivery sometime Saturday morning that I didn't know I was getting, which is kind of fun. But now I have these in hand and can actually show you what a kit includes and what it looks like. These tote bags are huge. So at least for this first round of this series, the tote bag is included with the kit. Moving forward, I'm not quite sure how they're going to do that. Obviously, if you get more than one, if you get 1 a quarter, you don't need a tote bag every time. Their goal is to release one of these every 3 months. Their first one is Holland. Melissa just posted a link. But their thought is, as you go to the different destinations, you'll get a little, in with all the goodies, there's a little flower pin, little flower button. Sorry, it's hard to see in there when you open them. And each one has a different color button in it, so you don't know what you're going to get. But it's a little tulip. So their recommendation was for every destination, you use your little button, sew it on. So as you progress, you'll be able to see where you've gone. They've said that they plan to do this all the way into 2024. So this could go on for a while, which I think is pretty cool. So the first destination is Holland. I'm going to open the bag and show you all what is in here. So I was only able to get 10 kits. I know some have sold already. I do have a few left though. They limited very much how many shops could participate, limited how much we could get as a shop. So what's going to stay the same each time is that you will get a brochure that has some interesting facts and tidbits about the location. You'll get a special little treat. This time is, where did I put it? I see it. There it is. Spoop waffles, caramel. I've never had one of these before. I've seen them maybe in Aldi, of all weird things. I don't know. Because I was only able to get 10, I don't have a kit for myself, but that's okay. And you'll get the patterns, yarn, little notions. So this time is that little tulip button, like a squishy tape measure, a little leather or faux leather tag that says Wander Knit on it, and patterns. So you get all 3 patterns. There's the hat, the cowl, and those 2 use 2 of the same colors. So you get the coordinates and the pillow. Obviously all 3 have the Dutch tulip theme. And the way we've done our kits is that in here, let me get the brochure out of the way. In here is all the yarn that you need for all 3 projects in the colors that are shown on in the pattern. So like this one is only, it looks way more complicated than it is. I'm just going to grab a couple of these, but it's these 2 yarns for that. So you can see it kind of works up like a self-striping. It just makes life a little bit easier. Another thing that I like, really, you guys, I just opened this today, so I'm still discovering things. They have both written and charted instructions for the color work. They are all stranded color work. 3 stitches. Looks like maybe 5 stitches max when you're carrying colors, and that's very, very rarely, mostly between the leaves, the stem of the tulips. But same designer for all 3 of these. The patterns are exclusive to WanderKnit participants for at least 3 months. So in order to get the patterns, you have to get the kits. Oh, so that's the pillow. Then the hat and cowl. I'm so happy I got all this stuff now. It was so hard to talk about it before when I just had little pictures. The hat and the cowl. The hat uses those 2. The cowl adds 2 more. Ah! I lost them. So, cowl uses 4 colors, but it's very clearly written what colors are to be used where. So you end up with that look. All 3 patterns use a size 5 needle, which I think is pretty handy. Each one has a little write-up about the meaning. They say all 3 patterns were inspired by the Primavera Cowl by Tanis Gray with permission. Nancy, you got it. You get it all or you get nothing. So what else is down in here? Oh, there's another. I had tossed a couple in here so you can see different colors. So this one's like a gray and a purple. That one's the pink and purple. This one's like a really dark blue and a really dark green. Kind of luck of a draw on that. So they are $130 and you get everything that's in here. I do have a few more colors of the yarn that they use, which is the Simplicity by Haiku, merino acrylic nylon blend. It's a DK weight yarn. I will have a few other colors in the shop if you pick yours up locally here and want to swap out colors or grab more colors to do different combinations. If you are not local and you want a kit and are interested in switching up or adding some colors, let me know and we can make that happen. I'm really good at texting photos to people back and forth in order to make it work. We make it work. Lori, thank you. I am a little bit more rested now than I was when you saw me on Saturday, I think. More ideas and time for the yarn, right? So I was really excited to get those in. I can't wait. I don't know how far in advance they let shops know what the next destination is. I think it'd be fun to do something a little more in addition to having the kits with everything moving forward, but we'll see. A lot can happen between now and then. So that's the WanderKnit kits. What else do I have notes about? Oh, so I ordered one of the boxes that I opened in back had the bamboo pop sock in it, which is what I'm using for my top. And I had ordered some yarn called Wool Pop. So both are from Universal Yarns. I had a customer called and said she knew I carried Universal Yarns, had purchased some Wool Pop yarn down south when she was traveling and was running short and needed an extra skein. So I had seen it. but I hadn't seen it in person. So why not order more than what I need? Because that's what I do. So Wool Pop is this really cool blend, 50% bamboo, 35% superwash wool, 15% polyamide or nylon, 100 grams, 284 yards. So they call it a 3 DK weight yarn. And it's really soft. And what is cool is when you get to some of the lighter colors, they look pretty solid. The gray, you can see a little bit of different colors in there. When you get to the darker colors, the different materials absorb the dye differently. So you get this really cool, almost denim-y look. So this is their waterfall, a darker blue. Their more tealy blue is called Lake. I just think they're really neat. Then this one, it pops. Empress, it's called. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is why I always sit on the other side. I swear that timer is not the same. Sometimes it's a really long time and sometimes it's a really short time. I don't know. So Wool Pop. I got some of it here in the shop. I haven't even had a chance to play around with it a little bit. I did have a customer come in with kind of a springy colorwork yoked top that she wanted to do. And we picked those two for her to use. And I think it's going to be gorgeous. So something new. If you have used this before, let me know. Let me know what you think of it. Lori. I will come up with all kinds of ideas. You know I'm good for that. So that's something new in the shop. Three of those would be good for what I'm wearing. Oh, yes. So that would get you almost 900 yards if you used 3 of these to make this wrap. That would be very cool because there's not a lot of, the only thing I would be afraid of is using something like this with a pattern that has a lot of texture in it. Like I would not use this for, obviously it's a different weight, but for example, for the summer trellis, you're not going to see all the beautiful stitching that you're doing when you use a yarn like this, which is good because that means this can be a pretty simple project and just let the yarn do its own thing. But yes, 3 of these would be beautiful for this. Pop-up Club, Wonder Knit. So dates coming up. LYS Day, Local Yarn Store Day, is April 30th. I will have a lot of stuff here in the shop. I talked about the kits that Casapinka and Dream Color are putting together. Earth Yarns is putting kits together and supporting patterns for 3 different projects. No, 5 different projects. I'm pretty impressed with what they're doing because they're doing 3 knit patterns and 2 crochet patterns, and the crochet patterns are pretty cool. They're not just kind of some toss away sort of thing. So we'll have all of that. I would say maybe I'm not going to have a whole lot of room for social knitting at the table that Saturday, April 30th, because I imagine the table's going to be pretty full of kits of all sorts. I'm working with another designer for a 2 skein fingering weight 1 color project as well. So that's April 30th. Mark your calendars. I still haven't decided if I'm going to open early or not. I may. I don't know. I'll get through this week and then decide, which means what? It's only 2.5 weeks away. But that's okay. So the other thing coming up is our annual summer yarn crawl. So I think I mentioned before that the I-75 yarn crawl is not happening anymore. Melissa, social knitting in the lobby or food court is a definite probability. Yes, absolutely. Anytime, really. If you're here, if you and one or two friends are here in the shop and it gets too busy, or you'd rather just be someplace a little more quiet, there are plenty of little coves around here to sit and knit. We'll knit anywhere. We're knitters. We'll crochet anywhere. So the woman that organized the I-75 yarn crawl chose to close her shop. Susan, who owns the yarn store in Bay City, has graciously offered to kind of take over and revamp a summer yarn crawl just for the middle of the state. So she's calling it the middle of the mitten yarn crawl. It'll be the same dates, July 28th through August 6th. Lori, I don't know if it's going to be that early where everybody would need coffee. If I open by 9, I hope to be pretty caffeinated by then. So Thursday, July 28th through Saturday, August 6th. So it encompasses 2 weekends, well, 2 Fridays, 2 Saturdays. And it will, I think she's hoping to have up to 15 different LYSs. She's going to do similarly, or I guess we are, because it's a collaborative effort. We will have passports like the I-75 yarn crawl had done in the past pre-pandemic. A lot of people really appreciated that. It was each store had a full page write up, so you could really see what they carried, if they had any specials going on, hours, if they're different from their normal hours. This year, it sounds like they've decided to include a map in there, which obviously is a lot easier if it's only just 15 mid-Michigan stores versus 4 states worth of locations. Yay. Holly, oh, I'm good. I'm so glad that's working out. She's going to love it. She's going to have a blast. So are you. So I'm really excited for that. I think it's going to be just as much, if not more fun, just to kind of keep it local. I might take a day or two in there and sneak away and try and crawl a little bit on my own. I know that there are shops that are within the, I don't know what she's determining as the middle of the mitten, but I know there are a lot of shops I haven't had a chance to make it to yet. So I think that's pretty exciting. Upcoming classes. Nancy, the I-75 yarn crawl is not happening anymore. This is a new one, same dates, July 28th through August 6th. But just the middle of Michigan shops. And okay, so what was I saying? I don't remember now. Oh, classes, what's going on around the shop. We have pretty much been able to get back to open knitting, social knitting like we were pre-pandemic. So we've got chairs around the table. As long as you are feeling well, we ask if you're not feeling well, obviously, to please not come and sit at the table. If you want to wear a mask in the store, you are more than welcome to. If you don't want to, that's your choice as well. If you come in and Deb or Karen or I don't have masks on and you would prefer that we do, please ask. None of us has a problem doing that. We want to make sure that you are comfortable. Karen usually has hers still around her neck. Sometimes I get a little lax with it. Most times I get a little lax with it. So what my rules are, not really rules. What I've always said is, as long as there's an open chair, people are welcome to come and sit, knit and crochet, whatever you're working on. We do ask that the project you're working on be with yarn that you purchased here in the shop. That helps us to continue to keep the lights on when other people see what you're working on. As long as there's an open chair and as long as there's not a class going on. Currently, the only class that we have during business hours is Saturday afternoons. Deb has her 3:30 to 5:30 drop-in help class. Monday nights are starting to transition into Celtic sweater knitting sessions. So Deb's got, I don't know, 10, 12 ladies now that have signed on to work on these beautiful, it's called the circlet cardigan. Deb has made one, she's making another one. It's a DK weight yarn. The beauty of how she's running these classes is not everybody is starting at the same time, and that's okay. It's actually easier for her and for everybody else. If just a couple people are in the same place, it's easier for her to kind of keep up with things. But a lot of the ladies have been stopping in Monday nights, 6:30 to 8:30 while I'm in the shop doing this. Deb and the girls are up in the front lobby. It is still a drop-in class though. So if you need help on other projects, you are still welcome to come on Mondays as well. In terms of other classes, I would like to start offering more daytime classes on Mondays. Now that I'm not having to run my daughter all over the place, I have a little bit more free time and flexibility. So I am in the market for some instructors. So if you are somebody who has taught classes before or is interested in teaching classes, I would welcome you to reach out to me. If you have something specific in mind, come to me with a proposal. Let me know what you'd like to teach. We will work out how the class would be set up, how you would get paid for it. Joyce has done quite a few classes and we don't have any on the calendar right now, and I think we should. So also tell me what you would like to take classes on, if there's something specific. Some people want stranded color work, some people want a shawl. I don't know if you want a technique or if you want a project. Tell me what type of things you would be interested in taking a class on. I'm curious about that too. So the only other thing on my list is supporting local stores. Only if you live closer. I know. Just work remotely all the time and just move back over here. Supporting local. A lot of you see every Sunday, or we try every Sunday. Victoria and I try and go out for coffee. It was so much easier to find little locally owned coffee shops in Florida around our condo than it is here. However, yesterday we found one called the Excited Goat, which I did post about. They're out in Essexville. I have to admit, the first couple times when we would put in our Google Maps, coffee shops in the area, it popped up because it said it was in the McLaren Medical Mall. My brain thought it was in the hospital, and I didn't look any further than that. It's not. It's out off, I don't know if it's still Center or if it's 25 there, but on the far east end of Essexville. It's not a bad drive. I think it took us 25 minutes to get there. Good coffee, great people. They are the owners of that coffee shop are the same people that had, what did they call it? Market Cafe, City Coffee. Yes, okay, there we go. You guys are filling in the blanks for me. They used to be inside City Market. and they've revamped everything. It's a beautiful location out there. Victoria and I spent a little bit of time, and then we kind of had to scurry out of the way because they were getting ready for the Easter Bunny to come in. And yeah, I think we've had our fill of sugared up youngins, but a really cute place. I'm glad we found that. The one I posted about, well, I think we ended up going there a couple times, but there was one called the Little Coffee Shop, and shop was spelled the same way I spell it. How could you not? How could I not go there? It's like they just took the word yarn and put coffee in there. Really, really neat place. I love that a lot of the coffee shops down there do interesting breakfasts. Of course, it's Florida, which is kind of like California, avocado toast and eggs Benedict, but yummy stuff. I wish more shops around here did stuff like that too. Julie says they also have Heidi's cookies. Yes, we may have come home with some of those. They had these huge muffins. Victoria and I both got a muffin. They had Rice Krispie treats, these huge Rice Krispie treats, but I think those were special because of the Easter Bunny coming in, based on what I saw their post on Facebook page. So my point is continue to support small, locally owned businesses. The only way we stay around is if we get the continued support of people like you, who really see the value in it and know that when you buy something from me, it's not paying for, to pad some big wigs pockets. It's helping me pay for dance for Victoria, or I don't know, I feel like that's all I spend money on. Helping me live, helping me improve the shop. You all know every week or couple weeks I'm getting different things in here, and your continued support allows me to do that, so I appreciate all of you for that. I think that's all I have for this evening. I've rambled on long enough. My lights are probably going to shut off on me in a minute again. But I will see all of you either in the shop Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday this week, or next Monday. I will meet you all right back here for the next installment of Monday Motivation. So stay motivated, stay positive, start some things, finish some things, just be creative and keep it up. All right, everybody, have a good night. I'll see you soon.